Triumph has given its naked middleweight street bike, the Street Triple, some go-fast bits from the circuit. The new motorcycle is called the Street Triple RS. It's here in India and we took it out for a quick spin to see if it makes a good track-ready motorcycle or does it spoil a motorcycle that was good for the street already. Check this out. There is an all-new bike on the block to review, but this time it is also a combined proof of two different ways of making motorcycles. Developments on the racing circuit have given modern motorcycles some great parts to play with, including fine rubber and suspension adjustable in many different ways to get the maximum possible grip and feel. But so rarely are such parts ever experienced on the street that a race machine tends to feel like a different species of motorcycle altogether in the hands of a street rider. But what happens when these two philosophies come together? Do they create a harmonious mixture or a wrist-busting traffic nightmare? These two vastly differing philosophies of making motorcycles have only grown further apart over time. On the street, it's all about making a practical, versatile machine that gives you your bang for the buck. On the racetrack, however, it's about fine control, finesse, and cutting down on those lap times on the basis of that. But what when parts from a race bike actually manage to make it onto a street bike? Does that make a race-ready street bike or a street-ready race bike, or neither? Triumph is trying to throw the answer at us in the form of the Street Triple 765 RS, and it's about time to get on this beast and figure out what it's about. Triumph began its foray into new age naked street bikes with a hallowed Speed Triple in the early 90s. Aiming to be a sport bike in every way possible without clinging on to race fairings and clip-on handlebars, the naked hooligan was to grow into a major segment of international motorcycling decades later, and Triumph had the edge. The edge translated into a smaller, more compact and a busier, buzzier motorcycle in 2006 when the Hinckley factory took the fairing off its celebrated Daytona 675 to create a fast bike that was born on the circuit but had been adopted by the street. Setting the new naked bike range apart was its aggressive styling and play with unconventional elements like the large bug-eyed lamps. This was the Street Triple, and it was to change the way the world looked at naked street bikes. For the model year 2017, Triumph is out with the third generation of the Street Triple, and as has been the tradition, there are part-loaded variants available. Thanks to its racetrack roots in the Daytona, the Street Triple has usually come with variants offering adjustable suspension bits, but a hard market seems to have goaded Triumph into going in for an all-new, up-to-date parts bin. There is some beautiful Italian rubber anchoring the new bike, grippy and tactile Pirelli Supercorsa SPs at the front and the rear. Japanese suspension specialist Showa has supplied the front end, 41mm upside down big piston forks adjustable for preload, compression and rebound. Feedback and control from the rear is also guaranteed with an Öhlins STX40 monoshock straight from Sweden. Brakes are top notch too. Dual 310mm discs and a 4-piston monoblock caliper from Italian Masters Brembo at the front and a single 220mm Brembo disc at the rear. Motorcycle racing science has been at its evolved level for a long time now, and a lot of that evolution comes from specialist parts maker who can dedicate more time and effort towards the part that manufacturers cannot. The names supplying the racetrack hardware to the Street Triple RS are legends in themselves. But how does that translate onto the bike itself?
The answer is quite simple. It makes the motorcycle feel like a light, nimble aircraft and its rider feel like a pilot. Comfort is not compromised on the Street Triple RS. There is lots of space to move around on the seat, which is a good thing because given that Triumph is promoting it as a track-ready motorcycle, you might want to get off the seat now and then. That being said, the feedback that you get from the front end and the poise that the motorcycle maintains to every counter-steering input is just phenomenal. And then you get to go on the throttle and hear the sweet note of that inline triple.
Triumph Motorcycles since the 90s has been a great advocate of inline triples. Not only have these resulted in great motorcycles like the Rocket 3 and the Speed Triple, it has also allowed the British bike maker to tinker and bring out the unique strengths of this combination over time. A 3-cylinder engine achieves a very useful balance between torque and power, and one of its best applications is the street. Not screaming with the power band bursts of the inline force and minus the hurtling acceleration of the twins. The 3-pot mill on the RS is strong but connected, practical and superbly controlled under 6000 RPM, front wheel lifting as it screams past 8000 RPM. The engine in this state of tune makes more than 120 bhp, and with a light and dry weight of 166 kilograms, the RS is a veritable rocket on wheels. Also helping the rider experience this high level of motorcycling with safety and ease are a host of new riding modes, offering different levels of traction control and power delivery, based on the environment and riding conditions. The modes are selectable using switches on the handlebars with a large and vision-friendly 5-inch full-color TFT display to let the rider know of his choices.
For 11 years now, the Street Triple has been the preferred naked motorcycle of choice for many urban commuters around the world, and the RS is its most extreme evolution yet. Triumph is keen on promoting this as a motorcycle that weekend warriors can take to the racetrack now and then, and I have no problems believing that this will be a stunning motorcycle on the race circuit. But what I love the most about the Triumph Street Triple RS is what a great street bike it still exists to be.